Hello, my crafty friends. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening, whenever you may be watching this. Welcome back to the Fresh and Renewed with Teresa YouTube channel. I am here today with the monthly card collab that is hosted by Metal Scrappin' Chick and Crafty Crab, both here on YouTube. I will have their channels as well as all of the participants listed down below. And I have what I'm going to share with you today. But first, before I share this, I want to share a little story with you. If you don't want to, this is probably going to be a little bit long. If you don't want to hear the story, fast forward. You're not going to hurt my feelings. And just fast forward to see the cards I have to share. The prompt for this month was hope. And I struggled a bit with how in the world was I going to make cards with the theme of hope for the type of cards that I make. So I thought about it for long and hard. And then one day I just all of a sudden it just came to me. When this pandemic hit back in the beginning of March, I had just returned, or the middle of March, I had just returned from Oregon to go see my grandson, to go participate in his adoption ceremony. And then this pandemic hit, and the lockdown hit, and the only thing I was doing was going to my daughter-in-law's to help ship out packages for Scrapping for Less, which is now closed, and staying at home. Well, you know, I got into my craft room more. I got involved with, making more cards, and I got to thinking, I can't just keep making cards and just putting them in boxes and, just putting them in boxes to use. I mean, I was mass producing some cards. So I talked to my friend who works at an assisted living facility and talked to her about donating cards, and she said yes, the residents would love that. So I donated cards for several months to her. So I had a purpose. I had a purpose of making all those cards. Well, then she came to me about midsummer, because it was July. I had donated my 4th of July cards, and then she told me, she said, we're not going to be able to accept any more cards. That there was an outbreak in our county, numbers were rising, and she said we can't accept any more cards. So gosh, I was bummed. So I got on the phone and I started calling, and I found 2 more places that I could start donating cards. So I am up to donating cards to 2 different facilities. The one my friend works at is now accepting cards again, so I donate to them on months that are holiday months. When there's a holiday, I'll do a batch of cards for them. So I donate 130 cards a month to 2 different assisted living facilities, and then 100 are added in on the holiday months, which is roughly about 6 months out of the year. So how do we get back to the word hope in all of this? My hope is that through my card donations, I am bringing happiness to somebody's life. I donate the cards to the staff, and then they fill them out, because they're the ones that are with the residents all the time. They fill them out and they give the cards to the staff, to the residents. So my hope is that I am bringing happiness to somebody's life that might not have any. And I view this as my ministry, is to donate these cards. And so in that comes my hope, that I hope I'm impacting somebody's life. So, okay. Oh, I'm glad I got through that without any tears. So I am also this year, this is another where this hope comes in. I am hoping to use up a lot of stash this year. One of my goals this year is to use up single sheets of paper that are in my cards, or in my stash. Single sheets of 12 by 12 pattern paper. So I had pulled these out and I didn't know what I was going to do for this month and for the hope. And then when all of this idea hit me, I was like, okay, I know exactly what I'm going to do and exactly what I'm going to use. So I have, again, you know, I love me some sheet loads of cards. I pulled out my sheet load and I am making I have made this slimline card. September 2020 sheet load of cards. I will have Crafty Al's channel linked down below. And I have, this yields 6 cards. However, I didn't really follow that completely because I just kept making cards until I used up all the paper and used up, everything that I had here for this. So I ended up with 16 cards. I had some Lawn Fawn 12 by 12 papers. I had this image was a full 12 by 12 sheet of paper with a bunch of these images just put together that I cut apart to use as my focal panel. So I used a silver Delicata ink to stamp my sentiment. I used some Love from Lizzie peel-offs to have to use for the little stars, and I used some stickles. And so I just love how these cards turned out. I think they are adorable. Most of my sentiments were my favorite things sentiments, I think. I'm not sure. So I just did, different, however the image fit, that's what that's what dictated how the orientation of the card went. And so I just used all of that to make these slimline cards. And these will go in my stash until Christmas, and then they will bring some joy, and I hope they will be very well received and bring a smile to someone's face. Christmas cards are my most favorite type of cards to make. So when I start making Christmas cards, I get on a roll. I forgot to stickle this one up, so I'll go back and put some stickles on the stripes and his dots. And I just think these images are just adorable, and I cannot tell you how long that sheet of paper has been in my stash. Not as long as these, but this sheet of paper has been in my stash for several years. In fact, I'm going on, it could possibly be 10 or more. So I am just thrilled to be doing that. Okay, I ran out of these images, and so I pulled in some Sticko stickers that I had and then used those. as my focal images on the last 3 cards. So I got 16 cards this month for my monthly card collab, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope I didn't bore you too much with my story, but I felt it important to be able to share with you how I came up with the word hope for this month. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.